What do Falcons do? We rise up. Welcome to Rise Up Reactions, the show where we talk all things Falcons, NFL, Georgia sports, and in general, the sports news of the day. I'm your host, Dr. Lee Denning, the Golden Hard Dog, and a lifelong sports fan. Coming back to you, I've already made a short on this, but I wanted to just make a quick video breakdown of it. The Falcons land Matthew Judon from the Patriots. We gave up next year's third-round pick for it, but we get a potential answer to the edge rusher, hopefully this season and maybe next season or the year after as well. Now, I do also want to say happy freaking fracking birthday to Matthew Judon. Today, August 15th, is his birthday. He turned 32 years old today, so he will be starting the season as a fresh 32-year-old. He ended last year in week 4 with a torn biceps, took him out for the rest of the year, ended up going on injured reserve. But prior to that, that was week 4. He already had 4 sacks at that point last year. This is a guy that, talking about looking back at his career, you're talking about a guy who has incredible overall stats, even going back to his rookie season back when he was with Baltimore before transitioning to New England. You're talking about a guy that regularly had close to 10 sacks a year, and in New England in 2021 and 2022 he had 12.5 and a 15.5 sacks, and he was well on pace for that before he ended up going out with injury last year. Like I said, he already had 4 sacks last year before getting hurt. And again, it's not a lower body injury. I worry significantly more as a physician about lower body injuries on people. I think that changes the mechanics of how people operate. Back injuries and low body injuries change functionally your mechanics on how you operate. An upper body injury is something that can be overcome fairly easily with good rehab. But again, especially in younger patients. In my older patients, it can be incredibly debilitating. There are things that we worry about for that. But I am not worried at all about Matthew Judon. I think absolutely the Falcons should look to do an extension on him, take care of his contract for this year, go ahead and maybe rework a deal. I think it makes a lot of sense to get him on the books for 3 years here. Go ahead and say 32, 33, 34. You are going to be an Atlanta Falcon, and we want to take care of you going into what should be the twilight of your career as long as you're continuing to produce. Look at Calais Campbell, who's 38 years old last year, still doesn't have a team right now, but was producing at a high level. Matthew Judon is a guy that I think can absolutely do that as well. Now, I hate that we had to go out and try to get Matthew Judon because I did want to see Braylon Trice do well. I still wish him well. I wish him a good, speedy recovery, and I want to see him play next year. But I am excited for the idea that we might finally, after a freaking decade, have a pass rusher that can get more than 10 sacks alone in a single season. He opens up so much for the defensive line. He's going to allow for guys like Grady Jarrett to be more effective, David Onyemata, Ruka Rororo, who we just got, Zach Harrison, Arnold Ebiketie. They are all going to be more effective because defenses are now going to have to key in on Judon. And I'm so excited. He is the most exciting name that we have brought in at the pass rush in over a decade, and I could not be more excited. I hope this works out. In other news, we did talk to Justin Simmons. I don't think there's any update on him for the safety position, but he has been a very good Pro Bowl caliber safety for the Denver Broncos for several years now. And the question is, can we work out any deal with him? And I don't know. Looks like the Saints may have something to say about that as well. The Ravens are also in a battle over this guy. So it's between us, the Ravens, and the Saints as of right now, and I have no idea where he's actually going to end up, but we do potentially need safety help. It is great that DeMarco Hellams did not end up on injured reserve. Looks like he's dealing with a serious injury, but not one that should keep him sidelined for more than 4 to 6 weeks of the regular season. We wish him a speedy recovery as well. The wide receiver room, we have a lot of guys that are working out in it. We'll see how things go in preseason week 2. I will not be able to watch it. It's draft season, and I've got a couple of drafts I'm going to be doing during that time that are going to be occupying my time. And also, it's noon game, so that's just kind of bad on a Saturday when you already have plans going ahead of time. But I will be watching highlights from that game. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. It is great to be a Falcons fan today, to have some finally good news after devastating injuries in the preseason week 1. This is amazing for us. I hope we continue to build upon this and that this ends up propelling us to an NFC South championship. And who knows, maybe we make it on to somewhere deep in the playoffs on a run here. It's all going to depend on quarterback play, and it's going to depend on our defensive line play now that we've got these guys. Thank you, and as always, rise up.